There's a reason why we're in existence. Like, we're sat here because of a reason. We're here for something, but we're never going to know what that is. And that's what I want to say to myself now. Like, my existence here is to love, and that's enough for me. I don't need anything else. If I love, and love comes back to me.
Welcome back to Inspire Change with Jordan Mulligan. Today, I am sitting down with one of my best friends, Luke Stoltman. He is one of the strongest men on planet Earth, crowned Europe's strongest man in 2021, and a man who is really open to experience, emotions, spirituality, healing, cold therapy. He is a huge advocate, plant medicines, and many, many different things. And the super interesting thing about Luke is I have met him from around 4 years ago when he started his journey into this sort of spirituality, and he went from one of the strongest men on planet Earth to continuing to be one of the strongest men on planet Earth, but also opening up the emotional side. And that juxtaposition for me is what is really, really interesting to hear about, and I think has massive value for young men around the world. Today's video was powered by Huel, a quick, affordable, nutritionally complete source of food with everything that your body needs. If you want to find out more, head to the link in the description and use code JordanMulligan10 at checkout for a discount. And also, please, guys, hit the subscription button, hit the notification bell. The channel's been doing really well. The community's absolutely amazing with you guys commenting and creating a conversation. It's super helpful to YouTube to know that you guys are enjoying the stuff. So yeah, go do that, hit the like button. But before that, here's Luke Stoltman, one half of the world's strongest brother, an amazing businessman, entrepreneur, husband, and one of the strongest men on planet Earth, talking about spirituality, emotion, crying, masculinity, and many, many more things. Let's dive into the episode. Thank you for letting us use the space.
Of course.
Appreciate it a lot. We were supposed to be sat in a frozen lot.
A frozen office, mate.
Yeah, there we go. There's a storm outside. If you can hear it if you just listen on Spotify, you might hear a little bit of rain. But yeah, this is my good friend Luke Stoltman.
Thanks for having us. And me. I normally say thanks for having us because normally it's me and Tom.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me. Yeah,
in your studio.
in our studio, yeah.
I mean, I wanted to come down here, one, because I wanted to see you and Cushy before a very special date. So we could start with that if you wanted to.
Yeah. So we're probably like a week, 2 weeks out from Cushy having the baby. Having a little boy, which is amazing.
So happy for you.
You've got a kid, and it's like he's not even here, and it's mad. Like I put my hand in Cushy's tummy, on her belly, whatever, and I swear he's like, "All right, Dad," we high five, like all the time it happens, and it's the most. You're a dad, you know, like
it's crazy. Yeah,
it's wild, is it?
But this is a new shift. I would say this is what I wanted to speak about today with you. Is from when we first met, I'd say you've always been in touch with like a spiritual side, but it's got stronger and stronger as the years have gone on.
Yeah.
And I would say even more intensely now. The baby's on the way as well.
Yeah.
Have you noticed the shift with since the baby's been on the way?
Certainly, yeah, for sure. But I think, like you say, it's always been there since we've met. Sure. It's growing, and there's something there. And I was too scared to let it out. I think that's what it is. Yeah. And now I'm at that age. I'm 39, so I'm a relatively older dad. First time father, going to be at 39, quite old. And I'm like, look, we've got this thing, whatever. Like, we can breathe in this oxygen and whatever, and I think it's like I've kind of tried a few different versions along the years, like that serious guy and then spicy, and now I'm like I feel at peace almost when I'm in the water, in nature, chanting Hare Krishna with Cushy and her family, doing mantras, doing breath work, doing all these things. I feel at peace now, and for me, that peace allows me to be free. And I don't think I was like harnessed in. I was like, oh, I need to fit in with society. I need to buy things and material things. Yeah. And I'm sitting here wearing my own clothes. It's amazing, mate. It's so cool.
The talk of being more in touch with the emotional side, in touch with the spiritual side, was getting into the cold, like that opening you up.
100%.
Yeah.
Like that was the changing force for me. But it's like I think a lot when I'm in the cold. I think, you know, a lot of us do. You know, you're open to that. Ego is like it's non-existent. You know, you're not like, I'm not trying to be the biggest guy by staying in there the longest. I'm just staying in there because I don't have a watch when I go in. I don't time myself. I don't look at. I'm just there, and I get to see sunrises. I get to see birds, dolphins, whatever, seals. But what that does is allows me to have that peace and allow that freedom. And, you know, peace equals freedom for me. So to have that freedom to think, that freedom to think, I'm spitting on you, I get too excited. I think that is where it's at, isn't it? That's where the magic comes.
Finding it, I was talking to you the other day about when I've started to find it with running now, like where I feel like I'm a passenger on my body, and it's just like I'm managing to just sit in my thoughts. And it's the same with the cold therapy though, like everything's just gone for a moment, like all of life problems.
But that's mad, mate. Imagine what you were saying as you're running. Like, we can all run, right? We can all run. We can all do that. So effectively, we can all get to that state where, like you say, this body, that's all it is just a body. Like, what's in here? Like, someone could replicate my body. I believe that they could probably grow tissue, grow this, grow that. They can do that. They can't replicate what's in here. That's the thing. 100%. My spirit, my soul, my essence, you know, that echoes through my whole family, you know, from my granddad in Poland to my granddad from the UK to my mum to my dad to my brothers to my sisters to my son, to be that essence of my family echoes through everything I do, you know. So it's not just me. I'm not just here. Like when I go into the water, I go into the water because I was thinking again the other day when I was in the water, like, Mum used to love going to the sea. She didn't ever swim in a swimming pool. She swam in the sea. So that's like, now I love the cold water. I love going in the sea. I don't like going into a swimming pool. I feel too enclosed, it's encapsulated. I don't feel that I'm free. I can't shout. You can't shout in a swimming pool. In the sea, you can go, do whatever you want to do. I can cry, I can laugh. Like, and that's the beauty of it. It allows you to see, like, the pathways have been set before us, I think. Because it's our life. Like, we were destined to meet along the way. I truly believe that. You know, it's no coincidence that Mulligan brothers, Stoltman brothers, we intertwined at one point.
With that, I feel like it was written. It's like, and not even in like a egotistical way. Like, it just felt there's so many connecting things at one time, which I feel will lead to great stuff, but also personally I think has led to great stuff. For me anyway, I can say that. On the point of being in that state of your essence, the cold for me is like a hard way of doing it. It's like a forced way of doing it. The running's kind of like that as well. And I think some people reach that through meditation. Have you felt that in anything else? Because, like, obviously you compete. Like, do you have those sort of out-of-body experiences when you're on stage and there's, you know, thousands of people screaming for you?
I'm getting it more now, and I think this is one of the biggest changes for me over these last 3 months is through my training. It's a very different approach I'm taking, and I think it's because of, you know, my boy coming. You know, it's like I don't believe in coincidences so much. So my son's coming, and I'm more at peace when I'm training. I'm like talking about like when we're getting, and I'm talking even when we're not getting filmed and when we are getting filmed. Oh, it's mental how, like, there's like tomatoes growing in vines and you can eat that, or there's apples. Like at lunchtime, it's amazing that you can just go to a tree and eat an apple. Like, there's so many coincidences why we're here, and I get into that space, that headspace, that kind of. I come away from my body. I know my body's capable of everything I need it to do. So it can lift, it can train, it can run, it can walk, blah, 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 blah. All these, what society deems as like impressive things, you know, but to me, the impressive thing is like being able to like get out of that headspace and like, I wonder who's the creator? Who's that? What's going on? And like, why we're here? What's the point? All these questions. And that's where I go to in the cold water, I go to in training, when I do like the mantra stuff, I go there like on Saturday. I think I said to you, we had a chat earlier on, that was the first time I properly like let go and like, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Hare, rah, 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 rah. And you just go for it, man. And like that like level of like, I don't class myself as any religion. I'm not a religious person. I'm interested in looking into it. So I'm looking into Hare Krishna because my wife is a Hare Krishna. I'm looking into Christianity because my sister and brother-in-law are very into Christianity, and all these amazing things that you can see happening. And but that on Saturday night, that was like, whoa, like you're like, whoa, tingling the whole night.
Yeah.
When you've experienced
We've
that.
experienced it, yeah. And I think the thing is to have an open mind to it and not to think of it as these religion is, for me, the issue is with it is that it creates these like strong borders for the following. And it's like, if I don't conform to exactly how it is, I can't take a piece of it. But I see it completely different. Like, we can explore different parts of religions and just take a piece from it and just experience it. And that's because I grew up Catholic, and it was, you have to stick to all of these rules, and this is how you be a part of the religion. And it meant that you couldn't take aspects of it. And for me, my perception of other religions was that I couldn't take aspects from that. But as I've become an adult and I started to realize that I can experience different religions, it's incredible. Like, some of the teachings are incredible, and it's just based in the fact of having an open mind to it and not being so shut off from it. And I don't believe there is a God who had a son called Jesus, so I'm not going to take any of these teachings in. I think that's really, for me, is a poor way of looking at it. So Neve's behind the camera at the moment. Like, we've started to talk a little bit more about, similar to you, opening ourselves up to religion because of the way we've experienced it through loads of different people. I could name a ton of them, but like loads of different people.
Jesus was one of them.
Yeah, Jesus is one of them. Yeah, but that's and the teachings from Christianity. I was talking to you about Manas. Like, it was what he said to me had such a profound impact on me about my son, and he got that from Christian teachings. So I'm not going to deny that Christian teachings didn't help me, and you have to have an open-mindedness to it. But I think it's funny when people see you, because when we first started working together and doing the film, you were one of the strongest men on planet Earth, if not the strongest. When you're at Strongest Man, you're probably the strongest man on planet Earth at the time, and you're the night before talking about your emotions and crying about how you were feeling, and you were open-minded to this way of being. Like, looking back, is there something that allowed you to do that? Had you always been like that throughout life? Because we're talking, that was probably what, 35, 36 at that point?
Yeah, maybe, yeah.
Has that been throughout the whole life that you've been open to?
It's been there for me, for sure. I've always been the emotional one that would get upset at like sad, not even sad movies, just like X Factor. Watching X Factor,
Yeah.
I'd cry. But again, I didn't know who I was, so it's quite difficult to pinpoint something when you're like still finding out about it now. Very at that stage of my life, early 30s, mid 30s, I was still quite self-conscious, did a lot of self-sabotaging in terms of like downing myself. I still down myself, I still doubt myself. Very kind of, I want to be more optimistic. I'm optimistic in the fact that I'm hopeful for life, but then I'm also doubtful in, we had a chat at lunchtime again, aim for success. And that's what I've got to say to myself now, is aim for success. Why would you not want to aim for success? But it has always been there, but there's just, I think we're just men as well, we're quite kind of, we're very, we're not, I shouldn't say that. Men are very powerful, we're very, like, we get stuff done, as do women, of course, but like with men, we often downplay our ability to share and to be open. And some men aren't supposed to do that. That's not their journey, that's not their path. We can't tarnish everyone with the same brush. We can't say, You're supposed to be open. You're supposed to be open. Davey, you're supposed to be more open, mate. Come on, talk to me. What's up with you? Like, it's not a one fixed stop for everyone, but for me and in my journey, my path, again, that's been predated before me, before my mum, before my dad, blah blah blah. I was supposed to be like this.
Yeah.
I believe.
Do you think though, like, so this is where, because I'm the same. I'm quite a emotional person. I can watch a Disney film, I'll cry instantly. I don't know if it's because it's things that happened to me, but that, you know, I think that someone would classify me as an emotional person. But like with men and like suicide rates and men's mental health and you know how much worse it is in men, I feel like theory, working theory here, is that because there's this pressure for men to suppress their emotions, they keep it bottled up so much they feel trapped. And this is why I think from you, like, you're one of the strongest men on planet Earth, and there's probably some kind of pressure to be a masculine man and be a certain way and not express emotion. I mean, I don't know, did you ever experience that? Did you ever experience that you had to bury down emotions? Or
When Mum died, you know, that was tough, because I thought I should act a different way in a sense of need to get back to work, need to go back on the oil rig, and, you know, keep working, because that's what Mum would want. And, you know, I'd be crying in the shower, no one would hear me, then go down to work and, you know, oh yeah, it's fine, yeah, I appreciate, mate, thanks for saying sorry, it's fine, you know. Very lucky to be with Mum at the last moment, and I was, of course, but it's a weird one. Pressure. Who's creating the pressure? It's society that's creating that pressure. Like, men are this and men are that. But now it's almost like flipped, that men don't. I personally think that we don't feel safe to open up and to be really who we are. So if you're not, I don't agree with that. I don't agree with this, but I really agree with this and I really agree with that. You don't have a platform to say as a man, I'm, you know, a white guy from the Highlands of Scotland having a kid for the first time, married to Hare Krishna in an Indian South African family. So I'm a mix of all these like cultures and like amazing cultures, and I don't see anything apart from beauty there. But it's still difficult for us to be open to voice opinions, and we have to be so careful, you know. And an aggressive man in today's society is bad.
yeah,
That's a bad man. Go back, get back in your cage. An aggressive, like, woman and powerful, you go. And I think, this is just what I'm thinking at the moment, but the men, again, it goes back to men have a tendency to get stuff done. So you go back to the suicide, men get stuff done. That's why they're doing it. You know, we're more aggressive, we're more explosive in our ways, you know. And if someone said, if a guy, that's why there's men's groups, because men feel more able to open up, I think, personally speaking. You know, if I'm going for a cold water swim, and we're in part of a men's only group, not that we do that, but like if it was, I'd be more likely to open up to men about my issues, probably, because, you know, we're going through similar things. And I don't know, it's quite a confusing thing, you know. There's a lot of moving parts, and I just kind of talk about things I see. But again, when it comes back to me, I can express myself to Cushy, I can express myself to you, to my friends, to my family, to like anyone. And I'm not too scared now to do that, but it takes a lot to be vulnerable.
It's a big leap of faith. Yeah,
Yeah.
I remember when I started doing it, and I think it was like to you, Cushy, yeah, like you said. Then it started to be my brothers, and you know, finding it, and then it spread out even further. But it's a huge leap of faith.
How did you, you know, that first time? I remember you called me about something, and like, I don't want you to think of me as a bad person or something. That's what you said.
Yeah.
So like, you were kind of scared to.
I was petrified.
Yeah.
I remember that one of the biggest feelings is I don't want you to judge me in any way. Like, I don't want you to think I'm weak. I don't want you to think I'm a bad person. And yes, it was petrifying. It honestly was. I remember it was petrifying. And then once I realised that you weren't judging it and you didn't think anything of it, it was like I'd ring you every day after that. I was oh cool, this is really good, and the outlet was amazing. And yeah, you became a bit of my therapist for a while. But like to know that there was someone. I think that's what it is like. It's kind of, it's like a bit like a wildfire, like it catches on because like I've been that for somebody else now. Like I've let people know, my brothers especially, that, you know, you can come to me, you can speak to me, and made sure that I've made the space available at the very least. And I don't know, it must be something that you've done where I felt I could ring Luke and I can have that conversation with him and he'll, you know, I'll probably be in a safe space to be able to do that. So I do think it's important, but I think it kind of naturally spreads when you experience it. But it's difficult as well to even say to somebody, don't worry, like you can talk to me, and you know, it's, even that's slightly an awkward conversation.
It's hard, man.
It is
like,
tough.
Because again, when you go to another guy and say, look, mate, if you want to talk to me, yeah, I'm open.
Yeah.
Like, no, mate, I'm fine.
I'm fine, yeah.
But then it's almost like when you get to that breaking point, you know, it's like that tipping point. That's where it is. But then, again, it comes back to I don't think all men can, or all people can have that ability to be open and stuff. So then...
yeah, all people, yeah. I think men more so.
Yeah, more.
But I think, yeah, it is applicable to all people, yeah.
Definitely. But then that's where, again, my opinion, that's all it is, getting into the cold water, man. Like, for me, the cold, if you're in the cold by yourself, it goes back to that struggle when you're running or when you're doing that. It's hard, it's difficult. Life is difficult, of course it is. Life's a struggle, of course it is. Paying bills is difficult. So if you can do one thing that's difficult, as in going in the cold water, going for a 20-mile run, going to the gym consistently and changing how you look, how your fitness is, these are all struggles. So if you can do that, it's almost like saying to yourself, well, I've done something that's fucking difficult, man. That's really hard. So why can't I sort this out in my life? Why can't I sort that? You know, it's like it's a domino effect of struggle. But then through that struggle, becomes like ecstasy. It becomes like this elation of joy. Actually, I went in the cold water for 3 minutes today. Oh my God, I feel amazing.
Yeah.
You 20 miles. Oh my God.
Yeah.
You went into that little kind of spiritual world, came away from your body, and nothing else really mattered. So it's embracing that struggle. I know it sounds so cliched and so cheesy, but again, it's just, this is what I try and see it as. If I'm embracing struggles in my life and surpassing that, they're always going to be a struggle, but they become less. It's like, I don't want to go in the cold today. Right, okay, taking off the robe. Oh, it's cold. Jesus Christ, this is fucking, right, go in. And then it's passing it. Then you pass that in there. Then the next one is eating right. Like, you know, it's so much. Like, how easy is it to not do something, to go and get a McDonald's or a fast food? It's so easy because that's how we're programmed, isn't it?
Well, you said, I'm just thinking of the cold as well, because I know you've worked with other friends as well, and cold's been the present link in helping them through their struggles. Cold was a present link between us, for sure. Like, and I don't know if it was something about that was opening up the trust element of, like, I think Luke would be okay handling this information or whatever it was. But the cold was present, for sure. I always recommend people go jump in the cold water. And for me, the aspect of doing something you don't want to do, chosen suffering, helps when unchosen suffering happens. So when life dishes you a bad hand and you have that resilience to get in the cold, go do the run, eat the food, whatever it is, when it comes along and there's a problem, you have the tools to deal with it. For me, I think that I think that's where masochism comes from. Like, for one of the things, I did it the other way around though. I think we spoke about this last time I was on your show, that when life dealt me with a really bad hand and I was in a lot of pain, I then went to my own pain. I'd choose to run, 20, 30 miles, whatever it was, because I controlled the pain. So there was that aspect of it again, is like how you can control the pain. I don't know if that's a healthy way of doing it, but that's a bit of a side thought, to be honest.
No, if it works. That's the thing. I guess at that time, whatever you were going through at that time, it kind of worked for you to a certain point.
Yeah, for sure, yeah.
Not saying it's like the longevity of that isn't...
It's not healthy.
No, but like sometimes you have to take immediate action sometimes, don't you? And like sometimes, I don't know, acting in the wrong way at that time is the only thing that will get you out of that kind of dark space. I don't know.
Yeah. So this is where we were talking today, where the switch is, because I've always remained kind of in this conversation of the pain, you know, being able to deal with the pain, the anger, the hurt, and how powerful that energy is to like sort of take over the world. And I bet loads of people feel that. And now is kind of like, for me, flipping that into love. My analogy or my conversation was around Jacob. A lot of it was based in hurt and pain and trying to prove the world that his name meant something and like coming from a quite angry place. And now it's the love for Jacob. And for me, it feels like a lot different. And I think, again, this journey of the last 3 or 4 years for you, I think it started a lot of hurt and anger and pain. And you were powerful with it, like very, very powerful with it. But now you've definitely flipped to the love side of it and a different energy. What's the difference been? And like, how did you get there? And also, what's the difference been in sort of what you've been able to do with that and the feelings you get from that?
Yeah, it's mad, isn't it? You know, when you're full of you know as well, when you're full of like pain and like emotion and like, I couldn't talk about things. I could talk, but I'd always end up getting emotional and like super like, you know, feeling so bad for everyone that's hurting and so bad for everyone that's doing. But then, like, for me, it's a combination of things. It's like I'm not ever going to be okay, you know, and that's something that I'm okay with. But what I know I've got in me is an abundance of love. Like I know I've never not felt loved in my life, which is like so amazing. So then you see all these other people, not all these other people, but you see people. I've done retreats with people that have said that they've not felt love or they've not known love. I was like, whoa, that's like, that hit me in the heart, man. That was like, how can you not have felt love from your father, from your mother, from like, that like really got to me. Like I did a retreat 2 Januaries ago, last year, a year and a half ago, whenever. And that really stuck with me. And then it's love, but it's also been like grateful. I think that's, gratitude is like such a powerful thing. Like being grateful for sitting here, being grateful, you know, that I'm able to do this. Like it's so empowering to be able to do something that I really care about and that I really love. And I get to go home to my wife every night. I get to see my son grow up, and like that story was completely different for me for like 4 years ago. Whenever it was, I was still working away in the oil rigs. So like my story then was so different. If you went back and said to me then, I would have been angry. I hated offshore worker or whatever. I'm, you know, a completely different mindset. But now, like, if someone comes up to me and is nasty to me, you know, I hope I just smile and just wish them kindness and love. You know, mate, fine, mate, chill. Fine, I love you, man. It's good. Because we're connected. We're all connected. Of course we are. We're all part of the same ecosystem of the world or whatever we're living in. No matter if it's flat, round, triangle, whatever your belief is, we're all part of that same beautiful habitat, ecosystem, the nature, Mother Nature. That's the powerful one, isn't it? Getting out in Mother Nature. Like we grow with the trees, we grow with the plants, we go through seasons. We, you know, we're all in this circle of life or triangle, whatever circle shape, whatever you want to call it. And I think for me, realizing that I'm reading a book at the moment as well. So it's called Trip to Main Palace. Really interesting book. But one of the opening pages, or a few pages, was talking about this guy did a trip, whatever. And he went to this like other dimension almost. And he went through this bright white light, and he was met by his ego, and his body had dissolved, and he was met by this energy or this something, and the energy or whatever it was said, "Do not be scared, my friend," or whatever. We love you. We love you. I was, whoa, man, that is like, whoa, that's the fucking shit right there, man. That's the fucking power. Like, don't worry, I love you. Like, that is everything. If someone said that to me, like, oh, that's fucking getting me in the heart, man. Do you know, like, what else matters? That's why we're so amazing on earth, that we can love, we can have these connections with people. That's why we're so unique and so special, because we can love. What is love? I don't know what love is. Why do I love Cushy? I don't know why I love Cushy, but I do. Like, I know, like, she's the one. I know I love my baby. I know I love my family. I know I love you. I know I love Neve, because we're all connected. That's powerful. And if we weren't connected, if we were not all connected, then why am I sitting here talking to you? Why am I married to Cushy, whose mum was born in South Africa, Durban, that moved over to London in the 70s or something? Why? That doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense, mate. So of course we are all connected. So we should all fucking love each other and stop with this bullshit fucking wars and fucking bullshit, man. Just grow up, man. It's like these little guys, like, I'm controlling this country, and no one cares, mate. You're damaging the world. Like, stop being. We're Chad. Like, why do we have to have? Why is there so many borders and so many different fucking stupid things? Like, it's just weird. People want it. It's like not people, but the powers that be want to overcomplicate everything that we do, and they stereotype and they put us in the pigeonholes and they do this. Someone said when I was just, I'm waffling.
No, go for it.
Someone said to me the other night, Saturday night was an amazing night. I said to you, it was the first time I ever let go in this mantra chanting. It was so powerful, man, so powerful. I had like my Wim Hof robe on, like just loving it, sweating. I'm just like sweating. I'm like energy and whatever. And then at the end of it, lovely people there. Everyone was lovely, but there was one lassie, and she's a really nice lassie, spiritual yoga teacher. She said, I didn't expect to see you here. I was, why? She said, well, I see your YouTube videos and stuff. You're just a big strong man that jumps in the cold. I'm like, is that what I put out? Like, I'm just some big daft strong man that jumps in the cold. Well, brilliant. I've got another message for you. This is not like when you stereotype, but that's not her fault that she's like stereotyping me. It's because that's what the media make me out to be, or not me, but people that train or people, men, or, you know. So I was like, well, I hope in my lifetime I can change that assumption that you've made, that we see other men experience that, other gym lifters or strong men, strong women coming in and experiencing something like that. Like, I would love that. So maybe that's my goal in life. I don't know, to change the assumption of just because I'm not like skinny. I don't know. Like, what do you want? Do you know what I mean? Like,
You had the robe on. I'm surprised she didn't.
I was like,
she
come
didn't
on,
realize.
bro, look at me. I'm Wim Hof, man. Come on. I'm chanting, giving it loudly. But
You talk about Wim. Was there somebody who inspired you? Like, I'm guessing Wim, was it other people? Like, I know we spoke about years ago, Russell Brand and people like that as well. Is there figures in your head that you can think of right now?
I mean, we said it earlier on, it's people that we meet. It's like Wim Hof. I mean, he was absolutely amazing to meet, but like family, like, I know it sounds a bit like cheesy, whatever, but you know, I talk about Neil Rooney when I did work with him. He opened my eyes to a few different things. My brother-in-law Struan, you know, with his his belief for like God and Jesus, Christianity is like, I said it to the guys, it's like, unwavering.
That reminds me of Dougie. We've got someone who literally saved our whole family at one point.
Wow.
And he's I don't know, he's Christian, right? Yeah, and he delivers sermons and you know. And one time we were losing the house. My mum was going to lose the house, and he knew. He was good friends with the family, but he lived in London, and he must have caught wind of my mum couldn't. She'd missed 3 or 4 mortgage payments. He came down, spent 2 weeks down with us, helped renovate the house, paid all the mortgage payments off. And he's got a great job, so it wasn't much money for him, but it was the presence of being there, and all of it was based in Christianity. Wow. And we actually got to meet him and spoke to him like 20 years later, and I spoke to him just a few months back, and told him like, thank you so much, and he was like blown away, and he was talking about God, and he's same thing, like unwavering. And when I speak to Struan, he's got that same kind of energy that he has, just an absolutely wonderful person to be around with. You can tell just radiating love, like really nice guy.
Oh, it's incredible.
Yeah.
It's like, And again, like, I'm not saying I'm a Christian, I'm not saying I'm a Hare Krishna, Hindu, Buddha. I'm just this guy that likes talking to people. You know, you have conversations. I was round at Jodie and Struan's house after a swim. Probably shouldn't have gone round after a swim because I was buzzing in the morning, and I spent 5 hours talking to him about Christianity. Like, I was like, Struan, I just don't get it, mate. Like, how are you so sure? It's just, look, it's just the way it is. It's true. This is my truth. I find that so like empowering for someone to have that, because it's been a bit of a difficult year for Jodie and Struan, but what they said is that their belief for Jesus, for God, is what's made them stronger. I'm like, how does that make sense? Like, but like they know that that's what it is. They give out love. Like, they are the most special people. Like, it's very, very. I was only getting emotional. I was talking about Jodie, but Jodie's a lovely, lovely girl. Like, like, you talk about a mother. You know, like, she gives everything to her family, and like, she doesn't get enough credit. You know, because it's like Tom and Luke Stoltman, whatever. But Jodie's a hero, man. She's like, she raised a family strong, and like, they've got a business, and that's that. So that hits me in the heart, because then I'm thinking, well, their belief is like that. Like, they're not crumbling. They don't crumble at weak. They don't become weak. They're not weak people. So like, mentally, their resilience is there, you know. And Struan's a tough man, and I'm like, well, who am I to say anything? Like, who am I to doubt their beliefs? You know, and who is anyone else to doubt anyone else's beliefs? It's, again, go with love. Give people love. If you believe that, I love that you believe that, man. Sorry for swearing, Jodie, if you're watching this. Sorry. Oh, you're going to hell. But I think that is just so like special to have that belief, and you know, in a world of in a world of like media saying that we need to be, it's like, we're individuals. We, of course, we are individuals. But what happens when individuals come to a community? You feel love, you feel protected, you feel like energy in the community.
I hope you're enjoying this episode so far. Today's video was sponsored by Huel, a quick, affordable, nutritionally complete source of food that has everything that your body needs. I'm a super busy guy. I fly around the world with my film crew. We go to do podcasts, documentaries. We're making films. We're working out. We're trying to break world record Atlas stones. And it's very difficult to find a nutritionally complete source of food whilst you're on the go. So to know that I can reach in my bag and grab a bottle of Huel has been an absolute game changer for the past few years. And that's why I use Huel. If you want a discount, use code Jordan Mulligan 10 at checkout with the link in the description, where you can find more of their products, like their ready meals and their Black Edition protein, which I absolutely swear by. It's really good. Let's dive back into the video. You know, you said you felt connection one time after one of these retreats you did. And can I tell the story of, so you did a retreat. I don't want to butcher the retreat, but you'd spent a couple of days there doing different kinds of like therapies.
Plant medicines,
Work, and you came away with a really, really strong feeling of connection to everything, including animals. And you told the story of how you came away and you were one of the biggest meat eaters, you know. Like, obviously, you know, for strongman, you have to eat tons and tons of meat, and you know, that's the fuel you put into your body. But you came away and you said for like a week you would only eat a watermelon because you just felt connected to all these animals. Like, would you talk through that experience? Because that was so interesting to me at the time.
Oh God, it was, again, it's just like, one of my friends said he tried this, and I was like, oh, okay, it's come into my life for a reason. Obviously, you know, these things I don't think it's just a coincidence. Again, it's a challenge. It was a struggle. Drove down. It was probably this time of the year, so it's snowing, and like, I literally almost turned back 3 times. I'm like, this is stupid, man. What are you doing? Ooh, you're going to go down and like, whatever. So anyway, drove down. It was in Pitlochry, just outside Pitlochry in Scotland, obviously. Like we went there, and it was one of the most like intense experiences in terms of, like you say, that connection to people. Like, as everyone says, we're so busy. Everyone, I have a habit of saying, I'm so busy, I can't do this, can't do that, 'cause I'm so busy, so busy, so busy. And doing that retreat, it was like, there was no phone service, so I couldn't speak to anyone, couldn't do anything, couldn't reply to any emails, any messages, nothing. There was just nothing. It was just being in a room, probably not much bigger than this room, with probably 10 other guys. And the very first, so you went in there, hey guys, how's it going? Blah, blah, blah. Sat down, right, first thing we're going to do is a sharing circle. So you share. And I said about a couple of, there's a guy that said that he's never felt love, and that's when he opened up and told us. And he was like third person in. I think I was like second last to go. I was bawling, man. I was like, like the power of, and I'm not just saying it's men. Like I've done other stuff with like mixed, but this one was purely men. But the power of men just sharing stuff and being vulnerable in a group, that was like, that was wild. That was like, it just set the tone. And then, you know, as the day went on, we did some breath work at the end, different medicines and stuff, and did some breath work, and was blindfolded, lying down with these group of men. I've never met them before in my life. So strangers, like, I hope they don't do anything to me. This is going to be wild. I think this guy over here might like me, whatever. So you're doing this breath work, and it's like really intense, you know, like proper. And then you start like, just because you could like you're just hearing stuff, and you can still touch, and you know, and then you start seeing things, and like I said, I was like shooting out energy to Cushy. I'm okay. Because I hadn't been in touch with her all day. I was like panicking. Oh, she's going to worry I'm dead or something. And it was like laser beams at my hand. And then went back like 5. I don't know what it was, if it was lives or different whatever, but like I went back so many lives, and Cushy was there every time. And then my family was there, my friends were there, and like I was like, what are you doing, man? Like, you're so busy with this bullshit life. It's not bullshit, but like this bullshit, like social media, like this phone takes up so much of our life, and I'm on it like a lot for work. But then I can't drop my dad a message or phone my dad. He lives next door to me. Go over and see him more for a cup of tea, or see my friends more. So I reached out to a couple of friends I hadn't spoke to in a while. Phoned Cushy's dad on the way up the road. Phoned my dad. You know, spoke to a couple of friends, and it was like, it gives you that chance just to what's important in life. What is it that you're seeking? Of course, success is important. It has to be. You know, we have to have I speak to a psychologist, whatever, and she said we have to have a little bit of an ego and a little bit of aggression. And this really stuck with me from a very primal sense. You know, and that sperm, I'm going to be the first sperm to get into that egg. That's a little bit of an ego, a little bit of aggression. So of course we have to have that, or we just be sat doing nothing, just cool, bro. But that's fine. But we have to have something. But then what is the thing? Family and love, and like that is like, that's for me is the number one thing. And then being able to immerse yourself outside and like challenge yourself, test yourself, fight through that struggle. And you're the same when you come out of that struggle the other end unscathed, and that dopamine's like you're like, whoa, that's I don't even know the retreat, but but after that, yeah, it was like you're connected to everything. It was like I was thinking, like, imagine the first person to ever taste a pineapple, like, and I don't mean this in a I'm not going to say it, just the first person to taste a pineapple or a watermelon, like, oh my God, I've been eating grass all this time. This is amazing, mate. Eating a pineapple, it's so juicy, so like, oh, it's amazing. Like, and that's where it took me back to that kind of simple thing, like we were talking about things at lunchtime, you know, it's like we think we're very sophisticated because we eat with a knife and fork, which is just mental for me to think that we're like high society. You have to know which fork to. That man, stop being so stupid. Like, what does it matter? Like, would you rather be sat at a table with someone that doesn't know what fork or knife to eat, but is like knowledgeable, passionate about life, full of like energy and like love and radiant? Or would you rather sit next to him? You can't you can't eat your fish with that fork.
It's funny you say that. Literally, the other day I had someone took the mick out of me because I have them the wrong way around. I don't even know what that means, but I have the fork in my right hand and the knife in my left hand. Apparently, that's wrong. Yeah, it's crazy.
See, last night, Cushy made me a roast dinner, and I used my hand as the. I was eating the chicken, and Cushy was looking at me like I'm a monster, or whatever. But I was like, this is what they used to eat like back in the day.
Yeah.
But now, because we've got knife and forks and plates and crockery and different glasses for different things, and you have to have them. If you're having a coffee, you want a mug, or is it a glass, or is it like? Why is it so mental? Like,
yeah, no, it is like that completely.
Yeah, it's. I don't know. I get a little bit, but don't get me wrong. It's nice. We live in a comfortable life.
We're fortunate, yeah. That's the thing. Just on fortune and gratitude. What's your thoughts on just existing? I don't want to like dive you down to such like a stone of thought, but like, do you feel like, I think we had this conversation a while back, like, do you think you're supposed to exist? Do you think we're fortunate and blessed that we exist? Are there trillions and trillions of people who don't exist and we're supposed to exist? have I set you off? Is this too much?
Oh man, that's a good question. That one. Probably the last year or so, I like through different things. I think there's a reason why we're in existence. I think like we're sat here because of a reason. We're here for something, but we're never going to know what that is. We have this. What was it? I love that Muhammad Ali video you did. Your life on earth is a test to see where you go after. I can't remember. It was something deep. I'm not going to. I just
butcher it.
But
I don't know. I should know that.
But anyway, what I think is that our life here, like again, Struan said to me, like we all know murdering someone is wrong. You don't have to be taught that. You know, doing that is wrong. You know, shouting at someone or being angry to someone is wrong. So we've got almost this like written in us, like how to be a good person. We know how to be a good person. But for me, my existence here, I'm supposed to be here at this moment in time. I'm supposed to have gone through different things to allow me to be here. I think that there is a creator. I think there is. What that creator is, I don't know, mate. I think that someone's got a plan for us. I think that we are we're very smart by our own standards, but we can't answer basic questions of how things got here, like how the pyramids got here, how this happened, how that happened. I said to you that like earlier on, like we were over on the west coast in the Isle of Harris a few weeks back, and we were out stargazing, you know, and it was Cushy's family and myself, and we were kind of out looking, and Douglas, Cushy's dad, was like, you know, the shawl on, we were looking at the Milky Way. Like, oh, no idea. Like, we're not any, I don't think we're more advanced than anything else. So I think our existence is here. I think our existence is to love. And that's what I want to say to myself now. Like, my existence here is to love, and that's enough for me. I don't need anything else. If I love and love comes back to me, oh, Give me some more of that, man.
I need to follow that, man.
I don't know. What about you? What's your...
No, I feel the same. Like, I think I attach a lot of it to, I mean, we've spoken for the last few years. I attach a lot of it to ambition though as well. So if I'm gonna love the most, and like the most people, I like get that love out to as many people. So inspire change. But yeah, I mean, I think it just starts with the energy that you give out. You know when you say about, I guess that there's a destiny, and there's almost like we're destined to have this path. Do you think there's clues along the way?
There must be, yeah.
I mean, have you not, because I mean, with us, like, I feel like there's been certain things that's like, well, this is just it's too mind-blowing. Like you say, like, Cushy's mum is, for, you know, like, and then you've met in the middle, in the Gordon. That's crazy.
Yeah, there has to be, doesn't there? I mean, I think it's your gut, when your gut kind of, like, because, again, how do you describe what a gut instinct that, like, is it right? Is it wrong? I don't know, but it feels good in my gut.
Sometimes it feels, it just feels right.
I don't know, because you'll know, won't you, if I go back to, like, again, like, where we are now, the business aspect, like, we didn't start this until we met you. Like, it was like, you said, you're like, oh, I need to do that, and then the growth will happen. And so then, you know, then we went to YouTube, then we went to do this, and we went to do that, and now, like, we've got a guy that works with us, Ewan, who's, like, we've been best friends since we're 8 or 9 years old. So was I destined to meet him back then, and then it destined that he's now working, like, the business manager and stuff, and now, since he's come on, the business has stepped up more, and, like, it's so, again, coincidences. So you either think it's a coincidence or it's part of that journey, part of that path, and I'm probably on the latter, and I think it's part of the creator's plan, whatever that is. But it's mad when you think about it, because there is so many clues, but maybe we're not just all awake or able to interpret them as clues. Maybe it's just, that never happened to me, that's too good to be true. Like, that's how my kind of philosophy or my mental state was when I started Strongman, and I'm going to be stuck in the oil rig till I'm 65, and I'm just some idiot from Scotland. I'm not going to ever win or do anything big. Or I still think that, mate. I still think, like, certain aspects of that still kind of lie in with me, but I'm more open to seeing things for what they are now, I think. Whether that's clues or maybe that's me just high off life or high off love, high off cold water, I don't know.
I love to look back and connect the dots and, like, think how beautiful or crazy life is. And when I look back through just us meeting, the chance of, I think it might have been Tom picked up the message that we sent, then we met you guys, then we went for breakfast. And if you was to stack the odds of all of this happening up until this point, and how it's had such, for me and my family, how it's had such a positive impact on my life and our lives, and hundreds of thousands of people, you know, that was down to such a chance happening. It's really crazy. Personally, it's changed my life, like, you know, for many different reasons, but
like, for all of us, I think it's like, I think when we met, Niamh was about 10 years old. So, it is mad to think, you know, that because you meet someone, like, you inspire us to do something, and then hopefully we inspire you. And it's like again, it's that domino effect. Okay, it's going to be a bit of a struggle. You got to take that chance. Oh, don't know if we can take on someone full time. I'm still working away. After, like, initially I had to pay the first, like, YouTuber with, like, my wages from work. I don't think I told Cushy that, but you know, it was like, if this doesn't work, we're probably not going to be able to pay the mortgage. Not the, you know. And it's like, again, it's a domino effect. You don't do that, then this happens, and it could have been that rather than the good, you know. But because you're with good people, and you've got good people you trust, and you're inspired by them, and you know it's love, like, that's pure.
And that's where I think there's the clue or the gut feeling along the way. Is like, when we sat over breakfast, I've said this too many times, but you two sat there and said, this is exactly what's going to happen. Believe me, this is what we're gonna do. And I was like, I believe you 100%. We'll do this. And then it happened.
It's mad. I don't know if we had that. I mean, we did believe
I
it.
had the magic moment anyway. It worked for me.
It worked. But said before, like, even if you just have like a small bit of self-belief, if you're putting it out there, you're voicing it, you're telling someone, it's like when you're struggling, if you're telling someone, they're going to listen, and then they're going to take it, and then you can change that. So like, again, if you're voicing success or aiming for success by speaking about it, then the power of those words means something. Words mean something, you know. So if you're saying it to other people, you're not just in your room, like thinking it in your head, you're voicing it. Whoa.
Again, I think it's about finding the right people as well, because I don't think most people that I would explain my ideas or plans would believe me, and I think you and Tom straight away believed everything that we said, and you everything that you said I believed was you felt that was achievable for yourself. Just particularly on the stone lift that I've got planned. Everybody I've told has said it's not possible. And you've not even questioned it once. Like, we've laughed and giggled about it, but you've not even said, like, there's a will, there's a way, it'll happen kind of thing. But like having a community around you that has that belief in you as well is really, really special and really important, I think, to build relationships like that especially for like aspiring entrepreneurs, businessmen, athletes, whatever it is. To have somebody around you that you can go, I'm going to be the world champion. And they go, yeah, you got it. Come on. Cheerlead, I'm there, I've got you.
But then it's no surprise as well, because you've changed your kind of mindset now from, that pain, that hate, that anger, whatever, and now it's love. And of course you can do that. Of course, if you love, you're doing that for love, man. That's powerful. That's like the guy, the priest guy said, love is always going to be more powerful than hate. And that's what we've got to realise. The more we love, the more we throw love out there, that's going to overcome hate, because of course it does. If someone's like hating, it's okay, man, it's fine, Hate, it's fine, hate me, I love you. I love you, I know you can do that, I know you're capable. You went to the Arnold's and lifted that fucking heavy stone with no tacky and smashed it, mate. So you're saying you can't carry a 30 kilo, 40 kilo stone? I'll be with you the first journey. We'll carry the 80 kilo between us to Inverness. Tom will maybe come for a mile. We'll get that done. That's fine. That's an easy bit. It's like, of course you can do that. The bodies of us are resilient. It's resilience. That's what it is. I was talking about it the other day. Like, resilience is built into our body. Of course it is. We can survive we can cut off our limbs and still survive, which is mad.
Yeah, that is mad, yeah.
So, of course you can carry the stone. And your mindset is strong. You can do that, mate. It's just, like, why would I doubt you if you say you're going to do something? I didn't doubt you saying, let's make a documentary together. I didn't doubt you by saying you should take silent. You should, I trust you and I believe you. And that's basically it. It's not hard. And I'm giving you love. I'm there. You've got so many powerful people around you that you won't fail if you set your mind to something. So I'm there for the journey. I might not do the whole thing with you. Maybe, I don't know, Kush might not be too happy if
I weighed this start as 95 kilos.
Was it 95 kilos?
Yeah. So, it'd be all right, yeah.
What weight are you now?
110, 115.
That's fine. It's not even your body weight. Yeah. If you can't carry a stone lighter than your body weight, then come on. You've seen those poor ladies and whatever it is carrying the things.
Yeah, that's what I say. The way they carry that is genuinely what's inspired me to be able to carry it. Like, I think it's possible because of the way they carry those, the baskets or whatever they're carrying. Yeah.
And you're doing it for.
Yes, for a reason.
For a reason.
I've not really spoke about it actually on camera, but the goal is if we can take a stone from its natural resting place. I said this to you. We laughed about it, but because it could go the wrong way, the message. But if we can take a stone from its natural resting place, 450 miles to Jacob's resting place, then if we can do that to get a headstone for Jacob, then we should be able to get a headstone into the hands of parents that are also grieving as well. So hopefully it's received. I can articulate it well.
Yeah, I'm sure.
It shouldn't be that hard. If we can do this, it should be easy.
Just wear the polo neck when you're taking people. Mate, you can get anyone to believe you in that thing. No, it's a powerful message, though, isn't it? It's because it shouldn't cost money. Like, you know, it's the same as a lot of stuff, isn't it? Like we always put a cost on our health or on our mental health or on our, you know, well-being or whatever it is, and in reality, you know, those things shouldn't cost anything, you know. So if there's a family out there grieving for their kid, and you know, I can't imagine that, but they're struggling to have a head, you know, it shouldn't. There should be support there.
That's where I think like the connection to other people comes in, because like obviously for me, like I felt that pain, so when I see someone go through it, I'm like, wow, I really want to help that person feel like they've got somebody with them, and you know, if they can lean somewhat on somebody else, and if their process is to grieve with a stone, then that's the way they want to grieve. They want a headstone. Yeah, and it's. I think that is it. It all comes down to connection and making sure that, you know, if there is somebody suffering from whatever it is, that we're doing something to try and help them in some way.
I think you have to. Like, you're doing it through your videos, you're doing it through, you know, leading by example. Doing that with a stone carry, that's amazing, man. Doing that, you know, it's. But then, you know, then we have to say to people, right, if you are struggling, of course you're going to be struggling if you lose someone, if work's going bad, life's going bad, whatever. Excuse me, like, what is it that you have in your life to allow you to become better? You know, that's the thing. And it's not pills, it's not like material things, it's not, you know, quick one of material things as well. On Saturday night, the Prana, the head of the mantra group, was talking about mantra and what it means. And again, I don't want to butcher it, but I'll tell the example. Joy, like material joy, when you get some joy from a material thing, it doesn't last. You know, so he said, right, when you eat a plate of chips, that's amazing. You know, when you taste, oh, that plate's lovely. Okay, there's another plate. Oh, yeah, it's quite nice. Yeah, another plate. That joy will end and it become hard. You don't want to have that anymore. But with a mantra, you can do that continuously, and you're getting that same energy. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, like when you're hearing that vibrations, that takes you to ecstasy every time. You know, so it's everlasting. It doesn't stop giving you joy. When material things come into play, it's going to stop. It's not everlasting. And I think that is, oh, that's something good, man. Like when you can have that, like that feeling of like, no matter what it is, you can go to that place, you can, you know, breathe, you can go to that mantra, whatever it is that means something, and it resonates with you, and it gives you joy, it gives you ecstasy, it gives you like power or whatever it is. And that, I took that, I mean, again, that's something I took away from that night.
Wow, no, the way you've said that's amazing. Can mantra be anything? Could my mantra be what I want my mantra
You can be whatever, as far as I know,
Yeah.
I'm not a mantra god. I'm just, again, I'm like very early on in my journey.
Yeah.
But like because I'm with Kushi's family, it's like a Hare Krishna based mantra. But I believe a mantra can be anything you choose it to be. If it means something to you, if it resonates with you, if it gets you into that place of like,
well, you were right though about things. You become numb to them.
Yeah.
Like there's only so many nice cars you can have, or what, you know, nice watches, money. It will you do become numb to it. That's, you know, it doesn't, maybe gives you the spark at the start, but you won't be happy the whole time. But I think you're right with a mantra. I mean, maybe for me, I'm maybe thinking about purpose. Maybe that's what I'm thinking about, like having some kind of purpose,
I don't
high
know.
purpose.
Like I don't know much about mantras. I'm not like, again, I don't want to sit here and say, hey, there's mantra, that blah, 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 blah. But for me, like, a mantra isn't, I'm not asking for anything. I'm just, again, it's, you're giving love. I'm giving love. Like when you're in that group, you're like giving love to Kushi, Douglas, to Raga, to, you know, everyone there, you're giving love. And like when you give love out like that through, like, I don't know, it radiates back, and you feel that, like
kindness, like this, we were speaking about this, kindness without expectation you receive the nicest feeling ever. Like it's unexplainable. Like just giving kindness without expectation. You don't need a thank you. They could walk off and, you know, go on the merry way.
Yeah.
But there's something that comes from that that's the most wonderful feeling ever.
Yeah, it's mad.
Unexplainable, but absolutely wonderful.
But I just want to say as well that like, it's funny when I go back to, I didn't expect you to be there. Like, me doing this stuff doesn't define me as a person as well. Do you know what I mean? So like, sometimes you get not tarnished, but you get put into that category as spiritual or hippie or religious or like, and that doesn't define me, man.
Yeah.
I'm still Luke Stoltman from Invergordon, Scotland, married to Cushy from the Stoltman family, the Lane family. Like, that's, you know, the stuff that we do, and I think that's what people get not confused with, but worried about, is being like labelled as oh, you're one of them spiritual people, or you're one of them hippies, or just because you do mantras, or you chant, or you go to church, or you're like, it doesn't define you as a person. Like, being a loving, good person, that should be your definition that you're seeking, maybe.
Yeah.
Because I think it gets, again, with the media, you know, it's like you're this or this or right, left, in between. Like, there's, you know, all these different things, and it shouldn't define us as people, what we're looking into, and that journey of exploration and curiosity. Like curiosity,
yeah.
Forcefully curious. That's something I was going to say. And like, being curious leads to knowledge. So the more knowledge we have about things, the more we can pick things, the more curious we are. It's like a little kid, you know, we're curious. Oh, what does that do? Oh, it's hot. Don't like that. I'm not going to touch that again. That's fire. Oh, it's cold. That's okay. Not too fond of that. Like, being curious is like, it takes you back to being a kid again. That's what I feel like at the moment. Like, this is cool. This is like having fun, being a playful child, and yeah, I think going back to our child spirits is sometimes quite a nice way of being, for me personally. Just don't want to go back wearing a nappy and like.
No, but I think curiosity is like curiosity is the key to like living a happy life for me. Like to wake up every day and have an interest in something, whether it's in something new or something that I'm already looking at, like, is really, really. That's why when you're speaking about the stars and the universe and the galaxies, I could look into the stars for forever. Insane, especially up in Scotland. Like, you guys have from your backyard looking up into the sky. It's just incredible.
But you must be like, the videos you do, it must be very curious, because you speak to like a very vast amount of people.
It's actually the thing is with it is I'm curious, but I'm also probably highly impressionable as well. So I get really curious and I'll dive down the rabbit hole probably a bit too far. And we was talking about, I can't really speak about too much on camera, but you know, sometimes maybe dive in a little bit too deep and trust a little bit too much. But it is, I think if you've got an awareness and an open-mindedness, the curiosity, we're fortunate. Like, I've landed in so many crazy situations that is just, absolutely mind-blowing.
Just going back to like the what we were chatting about earlier, you know, about gurus, about people, about men, about and again, with if there is a creator, if we do believe there is a creator, and again, this is just, I'm exploring this and I'm curious to talk about this. It's like, should we then just give all our praise to that one creator rather than like man or woman or people born off this planet? You know, that's, you know, are we doing, so if there is a creator, then why are we, you know, saying, you know, like it's, and again, this is my way my head's working, so comment whatever and tell me whatever you think. I'm not like sensitive to that. This is just something I'm exploring, again, being curious about. So would it be right for me to praise, I don't even know who,
like a living deity.
Like a religious figure on earth at the moment that's born off man and woman on this earth, if there is a creator.
So obviously we spoke about this. I personally struggle with that. There's something about it that struggles with it. But as you were saying that, and I'm just thinking about the everyday person, my brothers, my sisters, you, my friend, you know, my friends and my family. If there was a creator and he created in his image, then that he's touching those people, and really you're praising him still through praising them.
Okay, that's true. Yeah,
And that's why I think like the clue, where we talk about the clues, like maybe that is the creator coming through other people. I'm not religious or spiritual
no, that's
either,
good,
so it could
mate.
be
That's, I like
completely
that.
wrong. But like as you were saying it, that's how I felt. But yeah, I feel like, you know, sometimes when somebody helps you or somebody does something, or I don't know, they spark something inside you.
Yeah.
And you can't explain what it is. Maybe it is just love, but like that maybe is the unexplainable.
Exactly. See, there you go. That's that. Like again, it's like That's why it's nice to speak to different people, because you hear different things and like not shutting something down.
Yeah.
You know, like I only believe that.
Yeah.
Like when I got told that, I was like, oh, that makes sense. Yeah, I have to give praise to that. But then when you said that, I was like, oh, that's fucking pretty good, mate.
Yeah. There we go.
But it's just.
Yeah, one more then, because this is something that I wrestled with for a long time. And I know you've dealt with your fair share of heartbreaks in life as well. If there was a creator, why would they deal such harsh hands to people?
I don't know. That's a tricky question, isn't it? But maybe if they've got a plan, like, and it sounds really morbid for me to say, but like maybe people need for horrible things to happen to really be, is it tested, or is it like to change their outlook in life? Maybe before, like, I'll go back to Mum when she died. Maybe before I was like in a bit of a different journey, not a different, I was still on that journey, but it was just a little bit muddled and a little bit muggy. And then Mum passed away, and then I was like, the whole world just ended. And then that kind of pity, that self-sabotage and self-pity, because it's like, everyone goes through death, everyone goes through that. That's the only thing that's guaranteed, like, whatever, everyone knows that. Taxes and death, whatever, blah, blah, blah. But maybe, like, because someone said, like, why is it that life is full of surprises and death can't be full of surprises as well? You know, so when we die, and I don't want to die, but I know I'm going to die, it's shit. But maybe my death is going to be full of surprises in my death. Like, what happens then? No one knows. So what happens if my mum is up? Again, I said a bit in the Bible, it was like, Struan said to me, like, what of heaven? Like, part of the Bible says the angels, all these angels, unfathomable amount of angels, are giving praise to Jesus, because it's so beautiful, it's so powerful, it's so passionate. What if my mum is one of those angels? Because that's where she should be. She should be the head angel, and she's like, maybe she is, maybe she isn't, maybe she's just gone. But why do they do it? Why is it? I don't know, because that's life, because I don't know. I'm not that smart to answer that question.
Well, I had another point to that, but like, I don't know, Struan's, the story that Struan told you kind of rests it a little bit for me, but I guess there is no answers. But this is the thought that I wrestled with through 5 years of grief, because I got to that point of like this silver lining, or I don't know how you would explain it, because I never could explain it as silver lining, losing Jacob. But there was another side of it, that it did something to me to make me come to this, you know, this conclusion that I wanted to do good work and I wanted to help people. But I always thought that if God was so powerful, why couldn't he do it and have Jacob on earth? And that was, it's not a thought I wrestle with anymore, but it was definitely a thought I wrestled with. Like, if he was so powerful, why couldn't he do both?
There was something I read. It's on the tip of my brain, but I can't remember it. It was I probably read something stupid in a magazine ages ago. I don't know, mate. It's, why is it that we, why?
Yeah.
But like, I know my mum, like, maybe if we strip things back and realise that our physical, you know, and it's so difficult, again, like, we're not even near to comprehending that. We, like, this thing isn't real. Maybe this isn't reality. Maybe when we die, we go to a different place, and then that's the, oh, wow. now we're talking. Now we're in the good stuff. So like this is difficult, but then if we're good enough here on earth, maybe the next place that we go to is like, oh, okay, I get it now, mate. I know what you're talking about. But we're too stupid, we're too ignorant, we're too arrogant to even comprehend that. Those questions that we're asking, why, God? Why? Like, he's like, just believe. Maybe that's enough. But again, I'm not even anywhere close to having that mindset. But what I do know is that since Mum's gone, I feel a connection with her. Like that thought of her. Oh man, she liked to go in the sea, and then I'm wearing these like multicolored robes. And Mum used to wear tie-dye stuff and dungarees, and I said it when we spoke before. Mum didn't care. Mum had this essence about her, that kind of that beauty of like nature and like hardworking, and she had that. And now, because I'm having a kid, I see that more and more, like in me, like that's in me as well. So like, I like to go to the sea because it reminds me of Mum. I think I'm starting to know who I am because of Mum, because I'm more connected with her. If she was still here, I don't think I probably have that ability because I'd be relying on her, to be a mum, to look after me, to mother me, to, oh, Mum, I've got this issue. Now I'm having to find it, and I'm going to have to look elsewhere. And she still inspires me every day, and it's beautiful, man. I get to like experience that with her. I get to be her hippie son because she always wanted to be like that, and that is something that she couldn't probably do that when she was here because I was probably not able to find myself properly. Like, I'm still finding myself now. I'm not even close to being the finished article, and I never will be. I'm not that arrogant to say that I ever will be. But what I'm doing is like trying different things, and it's relating back to Mum, and I get to have that kind of relationship with her now, which is, when she passed away, I didn't ever think that was going to be something that was able to happen for me. No matter what psychologists said, no matter what podcast I listened to, no matter who said, you're still connected. Like, I had to experience that. And now, like, went out swimming a couple of days ago in the snow. It's so snowy, snowing coming down. So I shouldn't be driving. Anyway, I need to test myself. I need to go to the beach. Need to go for a swim. Got there and the skies opened up for 20 minutes and I was there. I got to see Mum. I got to be there. I was laughing, like giggling in the sea like a little schoolboy. And that was me connected with her. And like Mother Nature is there for me. Mother Nature is my mother, is Mum, is Mother Nature, my Mum reincarnated. I hope so. I hope that's what she is, because that's who she was to me. So I don't know, mate. I'm not sure why we have to go through suffering. We have to go through pain. I'll come back to you on that one.
No, I mean, the thought of that we were speaking about earlier about what Erwin said to me. He said you need to find a place where Jacob is that's love, that's not his grave, because he's not there anymore. He's not. And I remember you've always spoke about your mum, that she's the sun, she's the sea. You said she's the sea and she's the earth. And,
The earth, yeah. That's her. Yeah.
And like I feel like you've had that since I've known you. Anyway, you've always had that, and that energy is completely different and wonderful. And I think we'll probably get slated in the comments for a lot of the stuff that was said.
Yeah.
But I think it is just trying to figure it out all the time, and maybe there isn't any answers, but the curiosity is like the beauty of life for sure.
And again, mate, we're only two guys. We're only two men out of however many billions of people.
Yeah.
So this is just us just talking about stuff that we're feeling, that we're like, because if you're feeling something, then it's true for you, isn't it?
True for you, that's it, yeah.
So like, I can't say for anyone else, I can't speak for anyone else, but for me, I just feel like loving,
Yeah, I mean, I want to the takeaway, well, people can take away what they want, but I did want to have this conversation with you because I did want people to understand that if you are a man and you feel like you couldn't express yourself because it makes you lesser of a man or it makes you seem weak, it's like, this is like one of the strongest guys on planet Earth and you open up all the time. And I think just if people had the understanding that it is okay to open up, nothing's going to happen, nothing bad's going to happen. And if someone perceives you to be weak, that's their thoughts. That's on them.
I want to love them no matter what, man.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
That's it, yeah.
I think we don't need to seek gratitude from other people. We can be grateful for the things that are here on earth. We can be grateful for people on earth, but opinions of other people shouldn't be forced. Like, I don't want to force anyone to like me, to love me, to care for me, to want to spend time with me. It's just, because I can go to the sea and be by myself and be happy. That's the thing. That's my joy. That's my truth is learning to do things to make me feel a little bit more love. That's pretty cool being able to do that. And if people want to come along for the ride, we'll do some cold water swims. I'd love to do more, talks and stuff. I think that'd be pretty cool, just spreading that kind of message. Like you say, mate, it's like, doesn't matter if you're man, woman, child, whatever, granddad, grandfather, whatever. We have the ability to be vulnerable for a reason. We have the ability to love for a reason. We have the ability to be sad, to be angry, all these feelings. We're blessed to have these feelings. So for me, I experience them. Like, if you go your whole life without experiencing your vulnerable side, like, what is it that you're missing? You might be missing something. And just start in the shower, like, have a cry in the shower, let it out and see how it makes you feel. Because after you tend to feel better after you release something. And then, again, ask someone, like, oh, mate, I don't want you to judge me, but this is what's happening. Oh, that's cool, mate. I've done that 100 times over, it's fine.
Yeah, use dedication.
Yeah. We're not any different. Everyone's very similar. We all have these mental thoughts. We all do these different things, and we're not as unique. We are, of course, we are unique, but in our thoughts and our ways of being, we're not as unique because we're part of a big community, mate. And fucking community, man. That's the best.
Thank you to Luke for doing this with us. It was a flying visit. Luke has actually got Britain's Strongest Man this weekend. So if you want to watch that, you can go over to Luke's Instagram and find out more. He's going to be competing against his little brother, Tom Stoltman, one of the strongest men to have ever lived as well. So it's really cool to see two of my friends compete against each other and battle it out to become the strongest man in Britain. Eventually, they'll compete for the Europe's Strongest Man again. Luke will try and retain his title, or regain his title, sorry. And then there's World's Strongest Man. And it's really been fascinating to see. Something that I've not mentioned is that we are shooting a documentary, or we finished shooting a documentary with the Stoltman brothers, and there is a film ready to come out. It's our biggest project to date. It's not for YouTube. It's going to be for a streaming platform, and it's our greatest piece of work ever. And I hope that you guys get to watch it. I hope you follow along and stay tuned. And it's taken a lot longer than we expected, but it will be worth the wait, I can assure you. And I'm really excited to share that with you. Today's video was sponsored by Huel. Thank you to Huel for making this possible. If you want to find out more, head to the link in the description and use code JordanMulligan10 for a discount. I really do recommend all of their products. They're absolutely amazing. I'm going to be flying out to New York in a couple hours, and I'll be taking a couple bottles of Huel and also their ready meals, their noodles. I always get the air hostess to pour boiling water into there, and I have a nutritionally complete meal with protein, nutrition, everything that my body needs. I don't have to eat airplane food, which is an absolute game changer. So if you want to find out more, go down below. Thank you to everyone who supported us, as always, with the Inspire Change t-shirts, the journals, the posters. Use code 2024 still for buy one, get one free. Sorry for bombarding you guys. It's what makes this work, and I cannot thank you guys enough for supporting us with that. And yeah, thank you. It's been a really good start to the year. The channel's doing really well. We're super excited to keep pushing and progressing. So subscribe, like the video, and hit the notification bell. And I will see you in the next one. Peace.
Even when I'm training, I have that mindset of someone's under that stone, someone's under that stone, someone's under that stone, keep doing that. And that just helps me, I think, rip it off the ground faster and better than everybody else, because I've got that image of someone under it, you know. So.